You're watching ABC7 News at 5:30.
Welcome back. An empty piece of prime real estate in Venice is about to be transformed into an urban forest.
The land used to house the old train tracks, the ones Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey used for their winter home. ABC7's Christopher Brantley joins us now live with more details. Good evening, Christopher.
Good evening. Those in charge of the project say it'll add a nice flair of nature and trees to an otherwise particularly urban environment. The drone footage Venice Area Beautification Inc. commissioned shows the empty area that will soon, well, remain empty.
It's going to be a place for habitat and wildlife to come in and join us in our community again, like they used to, years and years ago.
The point of the project, says VABI Chairman Greg Vine, is to keep a nature space as nature, adding large trees, bird habitats, and ponds.
This will be a bird watcher's paradise, let alone a bird's paradise. Venice, as you know, is already on the worldwide map for bird watching.
The urban forest, as it's being called, will also have a practical effect. It'll provide stormwater runoff areas for the neighboring Seaboard Industrial Complex.
That whole thing just creates a beautiful natural setting, and when it really grows over time, you won't even really know what it's alongside of.
City of Venice and Sarasota County leaders have in the past talked about the future of the Seaboard area. Some have expressed a desire to move the industrial businesses elsewhere in lieu of a more aesthetically pleasing area. No word if this project will inspire a reemergence of that desire. What we do know is that the land for the forest has been donated by Sarasota County, and the City of Venice is donating the use of reclaimed water for irrigation. And the money for the trees and such is all coming from private donations.
We would love it to be somewhere in the $5 million category, because with that we can do wonderful things.
Work on phase 1 of 3 has already begun. It should take about 24 months. They say if they get all of the money they need, they could have the whole area transformed in 2.5 to 3 years. Live in Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Christopher, thank you. Happening now, several design concepts for the Bay Sarasota project are being unveiled at a public workshop. The Sarasota Bayfront Planning Organization sharing 3 design options for the 42-acre city-owned area around the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall. They want to get the public's input on each and determine which elements appeal to the community to prepare a final master plan for the site. All 3 designs incorporate nature and environment, arts and culture, and recreation and boating opportunities. The first workshop is tonight from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Robert L. Taylor Community Complex, so it's already underway, and 3 more are planned for the rest of this week.
Also happening right now, the Florida Department of Transportation is hosting a public meeting looking for your input on a Suncoast trouble spot. FDOT officials are going over plans to improve the safety of a Manatee County intersection. 23 crashes have happened at that intersection of State Road 64 and Grayhawk Boulevard over the last 5 years, one of them taking the life of a pedestrian. Residents who live in that area petitioned for FDOT to install a traffic signal, but FDOT found that the area does not qualify for a light, even though it's difficult for drivers on Grayhawk to make a left-hand turn. Tonight's meeting is at the Bayside Community Church and will go on until 7 p.m.
Experts say climate change has to be addressed in the city of Sarasota in an effort to slow the harmful effects. And Sarasota City Manager Tom Barwin is speaking at tonight's Suncoast Climate Change Symposium. City Commission recently adopted a climate adaptation plan. Barwin will talk about the city's approach to climate change and job growth opportunities in renewable energy realm. Animal extinctions and the influence of the fossil fuel industry in our state will also be discussed tonight. The Climate and Crisis meeting is happening now until 8:30 at the Sarasota Municipal Auditorium.
Pleasant evening here on the Suncoast. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
Pretty nice, yeah. Sunshine, gorgeous this afternoon. Temperatures warming into the upper 70s, a little bit below average. But really what's noticeable is the low humidity around due to the dry air that has moved in behind that front, which brought us all the rainfall on in Sunday. Now looking at the forecast through this evening, a little bit cooler by 11 o'clock, 61 now under fair skies. Those winds are not all that strong. Yesterday it was breezy up and down the coast, but now those winds have subsided out of the west-northwest, anywhere from around 10 to 15 miles an hour. Current temps in the 70s and 80 now in Orlando, and 76 into Key West. The dew point temperatures really tell the story in the 40s and 50s and even some 30s now. Typically this time of year they're in the 60s, and that gives you an idea how humid things are. During the summer months, to give you another idea, 70 degrees or above. Never goes below that during the summer, so that's why it's so humid during the summer. And winds again out of the northeast tomorrow, and that will have a tendency to warm us up. And then switching to the southeast late in the day, there may be a little west coast sea breeze developing in the afternoon. But all in all, things staying fairly quiet here. Not too quiet over the northeast as this upper level low continues to slowly spin and bring some snow, freezing rain, and rain. Just a cold, raw day up in Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, even into Pennsylvania. Western portions of Pennsylvania today saw pretty heavy snow for a brief period of time there, and then another snowstorm moving through the northern and central Rockies tonight. And that will be, again, emerging into the Plain States on Wednesday and eventually bringing some heavier snowfall into Iowa, northern Illinois, and even into parts of Indiana. We'll have more on that and our weather for the weekend, which is changing somewhat. Details on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. A 23-year-old man is arrested after he coordinated the delivery of drugs to his Venice home. Sarasota County Sheriff detectives learning a package containing MDMA, which is also known as ecstasy, would be delivered to a home on Frederick Drive. After delivery, detectives searched the home and say they found more than 123 grams of MDMA worth more than $4,000. Detectives also recovering marijuana and butane hash oil. Detectives say Kyler Proper is responsible for having that package delivered. He's now being held at the Sarasota County Jail.
The Florida Constitution Revision Commission is placing 8 proposed constitutional amendments on the November 6th general election ballot. Most of the final proposals had several ideas grouped together into single amendments. One plan would ban offshore oil drilling, as well as outlaw electronic vaping in public places. Another bundles term limits for school board members with civic literacy and charter school oversight. Several members feel many voters will not support everything put together in the same amendment.
If they sincerely believe in something and you put them together, people are going to go negative and vote it down. And then the good goes down with the bad.
All proposed amendments must be approved by more than 60% of Florida voters to take effect.
Can a new high-tech treatment which maps the brain help kids with autism? It's now being used in the Sarasota area. ABC7's Alan Cohn joins us with a preview of tonight's ABC7 at 7. Alan?
Scott, it's called the Brainwave Center, and the process could really be a benefit to high-power executives looking for an edge, to those suffering from depression, to children with autism. Easter Seals has just partnered with the Brainwave Center to test this technique on kids. It's a pilot program using movies to help train the brains of youngsters born with speech and language delays, sensory issues, and more.
On the brain map, we can look for areas of dysregulation. Everyone has dysregulation. If you're alive, your brain balances for itself to the environment and the things that are contributing to your life. We can see that, and then we can develop neurofeedback protocols to help guide your brain back into a more healthier, balanced state.
Tonight on ABC7 at 7, we'll have the founders of both the Brainwave Center and Easter Seals, plus the mother of 4 autistic children. Back to you.
All right, Alan, we'll see you tonight. Thank you. Still to come on your Suncoast News.
Starbucks will close 8,000 stores for a day in response to recent protests. We'll have details when we come back.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured in a car accident, the state of Florida only gives you a specific amount of time to file a claim. So act now, give us a call.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Forester is an IIHS top safety pick for 12 years running. And right now, you can lease a new Subaru Forester for just $219 a month or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
20 years ago, the moviegoers of Sarasota looked up at the silver screen and wanted something more. And they got exactly what they wanted. 20 years of some of the best independent films from around the world. The most iconic Hollywood stars walking the red carpet. The most glamorous parties in Southwest Florida. 20 years building up to the most exciting announcement in, well, 20 years at the Sarasota Film Festival, April 13th to the 22nd.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Webb. You know him best as Napoleon Dynamite and Jimmy McElroy in Blades of Glory. I catch up with actor John Hader tomorrow to talk about his new movie at the Sarasota Film Festival. That's tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast. Wendy?
And radar is not going to change all week long. We've got high pressure sitting on top of us, and things are just going to be beautiful.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
I used to dread getting up and going to work.
I was done with the corporate grind.
I was tired of being a starving artist.
And I started looking around for a business that I believed in, and I kind of wanted to do something a little more green.
My SCORE mentor helped me take the first step.
He helped me create a business plan and helped me implement it.
They've really taught me how to think big.
SCORE helped me to make the unimaginable possible, all for free. I'm here because of SCORE.
I'm here because of SCORE.
Get your free business mentor at SCORE.org.
Everyone's buzzing about Suncoast View.
I like watching the Suncoast View.
I like the Suncoast View.
The cooking segments, I love the recipes. The theater segments are terrific. They're just fun.
For smart, fun talk in the afternoon, watch Suncoast View, weekdays at 4 on ABC7.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
A new study is putting a damper on happy hour plans. Melissa Rainey explains in today's Health Minute.
An international team of researchers found having just one alcoholic drink a day might be enough to shorten your life expectancy. The current recommended drinking limit in the U.S. amounts to roughly one a day for women and twice that much for men. According to the study, 100 grams of pure alcohol a week, which is the amount found in about 7 typical drinks, was linked to a 6-month shorter lifespan for a typical 40-year-old. 200 to 350 grams per week were associated with lifespans that were 1 to 2 years shorter. Any more and you were looking at potentially 4 to 5 years off your life. People who drank more also have a higher risk of stroke, heart failure, and fatal hypertensive disease. However, they do have a lower risk of heart attack. Researchers suggest the impact alcohol has on blood pressure may explain the link with cardiac diseases. For today's Health Minute, I'm Melissa Rainey.
Now your ABC7 First Weather Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, sometimes you just got to sit back, relax, and smell the roses or smell the flowers, whatever the case may be. This is the Ringley Museum Rose Garden. Beautiful shot, Cindy. Look at the blue skies behind there, nice palm trees, beautiful. Comfortable conditions out there. Lakewood Ranch webcam also showing those clear skies around. The trees not moving all that much, indicating the winds have come down, and I know a lot of beachgoers are enjoying that, and boaters alike. Tomorrow will be a much better boating day for you, and that should continue on into Thursday. Titan radar not depicting any rainfall around, as that high-pressure ridge is pretty much over the top of us now. Now, this is going to shift, and it's actually going to position itself just off of Florida. That'll give us that east to southeasterly wind flow, which always has a tendency to warm us up here and also brings our humidity values back up a little higher. That's going to set things up, though, for the storm system that'll move in Sunday and especially on into Monday. Current temps 77 now. Sarasota the same. In Miami and Tallahassee a bit warmer. In Orlando, same temperature in Orlando as Mayaca City, 80 degrees. The Gulf water temperature at 75, which is nice when that sea breeze develops, especially when it gets pretty warm and muggy, but that wasn't the case today. 77 in Inglewood. Northport, you're at 81 degrees. Tomorrow's highs will be a few degrees warmer, and you'll notice that humidity coming up just a little bit more so too. Current forecast is again on track at 64 near the beaches, 61 if you live east of I-75 at 11 o'clock. Futurecast is showing that long frontal boundary extending from that upper level low off the northeast coast, continuing to move away from us and dissipating for the most part. You'll notice here a thin line of clouds and maybe a shower or two developing. The air is just so dry out ahead of it. We don't anticipate a lot of rainfall over the southeast United States. It should not be all that intense at all. And that front will basically run into this ridge and weaken before it gets to us. So this is not going to be a player, as we'll see a return to that tropical moisture, though, by Friday and into Saturday. And then a little system in the jet stream will develop, a little piece of energy will move over the head of us, and looks like we'll have a good chance for some showers and even some thunderstorms. That thunderstorm chance is starting to increase too, especially on Sunday night and Monday. Overnight lows tonight, though, comfortable start again tomorrow morning. We'll be in the 50s, which is about 5 degrees below average or so across most of the area. 56 in Osprey, Lakewood Ranch at 55, 58 under clear skies expected in Bradenton, a little bit warmer, Anna Maria at 60 degrees. Now currently we are looking at Rick Davis, meteorologist there, doing some surfing yesterday. He's from the National Weather Service and he's catching some waves. 77 degrees, sunshine, dew point is at 52 and winds are out of the northwest at 12 miles an hour. The high today managed to get to 79, 2 degrees shy of the average high. Notice the low, 52 degrees. Now this is the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. Although if you were by the water, it wasn't nearly as cold or cool, if you will. 62 is our average low, 41 the record. So we were well away from setting a record as far as that goes for us today at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. Well, the National Satellite and Radar Review continues to show this nasty winter weather right over Punxsutawney Phil. I think he got it wrong. He said they'd see looks like 6 more weeks of winter. They did that. Now it's more like 10 more weeks of winter. It continues on in Pennsylvania, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and even into Michigan earlier today. That is kind of pinwheeling around this area of low pressure, so it hasn't been moving all that fast. It's kind of separated from the main flow of our typical weather pattern. You can see also of the northern Rockies and into the central Rockies, getting some snowfall there. That's going to emerge, and we'll show you the snowfall totals coming up at 6 o'clock, expected over parts of the central U.S. East winds turn to the southeast at 5 to 10 knots. So have a light chop out there. I mentioned better boating weather for you tomorrow. Should be the same on Thursday. Temperatures for the next 7 days look like this. Pretty warm, no real big cold spell. And even behind the system, it's more of a upper level pattern that's going to move through and bring us that chance for showers and storms on Monday. Temperatures don't drop all that much behind it. And then we'll see that best rain chance on Monday at 50%. Back to you.
Okay, Bob, thanks. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. Manatee Avenue in Bradenton is slow moving this evening. We're also seeing some backups heading east and west between 51st and 75th Streets.
In consumer news, more trouble for Facebook, this time in the form of a lawsuit over facial recognition software that scans user photos and suggests tagging friends. The plaintiffs are a group of Facebook users in Illinois. They say Facebook collects and then stores users' biometric data as part of a face template without prior notice or consent. A U.S. district judge ruled the claims are substantial enough to move forward in court. A Facebook spokesperson said the case has no merit and the company is reviewing the ruling. This is the latest blow to the company amid growing concerns over privacy. Starbucks is closing its 8,000 company-owned stores in the United States on Tuesday, May 29th, to educate employees on racial bias. The news follows an uproar over the arrest of 2 black men who were waiting for a friend at a Philadelphia Starbucks last week. The store manager called the police and the men were arrested for trespassing. The company says CEO Kevin Johnson met with the 2 on Monday and apologized for how they were treated. The racial bias training will be given to about 175,000 Starbucks workers.
T-Mobile is facing a big bill. The wireless company has agreed to pay a $40 million fine for so-called false rings. That's where someone making a call hears a ringtone, even if the call isn't going through, making it seem like the person on the other end just wasn't answering. The FCC says it's a way to mask spotty service in rural areas. T-Mobile says it stopped using the false rings last January. American Express cardholders who are part of the Plenty Frequent Shopper program no longer have plenty of time to use their points. American Express says the program is being shut down in July, and that's when all those points will expire. Plenty was launched in 2015 as a frequent shopper program that would involve multiple companies and brands. While American Express was able to partner with big brands at the beginning, the program lost several key members in 2017, like Macy's and Chili's.
Online shopping is getting more personal at Walmart. The company unveiling an entirely redesigned website as it battles Amazon.com for business. Shoppers will soon see top-selling items on Walmart.com based on their locations. They'll also see a profile of their local store, telling them if that store has online groceries or easy reorder, for example. The new website will debut next month.
Well, stay with us. Entertainment news is coming up next.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
The La Musica International Chamber Music Festival, the annual celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota, with renowned musicians from around the world. April 9th through April 18th at the Sarasota Opera House. Visit lamusicafestival.org, click on Festival, open tickets, and get your seats now.
Want to know a secret? If you're looking for the best selection of area rugs at an unbelievable price, the only place you need to look is Rugs is Art. I know what you're thinking. Expensive, right? Wrong. Rugs is Art has the largest selection of area rugs on the west coast of Florida in a variety of styles, with 8x11 area rugs starting at $199. Largest selection, personalized service, and unbelievably low prices. You'll find it all at Rugs is Art.
Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
When money's tight and emergencies arise, CashNetUSA.com is available 24/7 to deliver quick loans for approved customers when they need it the most.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
It is the biggest grossing baseball movie of all time, and the original characters are right here on the Suncoast. I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. A league of their own returns as part of the Sarasota Film Festival. We'll meet two of the original ball players, plus the actresses who played them in the movie. The Artful Giraffe teaches us fluid art, plus a special Venice Theater collaboration, and Chef Judy has cake in the kitchen.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Watch ABC7 wherever you are, on our live stream, on mysuncoast.com, on the ABC7 My Suncoast app, powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life, featuring traffic maps and live radar, dining with recipes, and My Suncoast Restaurant Guide. Visit mysuncoast.com, click on the Apps tab to download the ABC7 My Suncoast app for Apple and Android.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
In entertainment news, some well-known entertainers sharing the stage with the survivors of the Parkland school shooting.
A benefit concert for shooting victims and survivors got underway last night in Sunrise, Florida. Students from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School performed new music written in collaboration with 5 professional composers. The act also included Matthew Morrison from Glee and Rachel Bloom from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
And I think that this is an example of why theater and why the arts in our schools is so important, because the arts, it's communication of ideas. And that's how you change the world, your ability to communicate. And so I think it makes me proud to be a fellow theater kid, seeing what all of these people are doing with theater and music.
The show was titled From Broadway with Love, a benefit concert for Parkland, USA.
Actor Harry Anderson, who became a household name in the 80s and early 90s, has died. Police say he died at his home in Asheville, North Carolina, Monday morning. Foul play is not suspected. Anderson is best known for playing Judge Harry Stone in the popular sitcom Night Court. He received 3 Emmy nominations for that role. Anderson also appeared in a number of other TV shows and movies, including Dave's World and Tales from the Crypt. He was 65 years old.
Eva Longoria now has her own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Longoria got her start as an actress on dramas including Daytime's The Young and the Restless and Primetime's Beverly Hills 90210. She's best known for her role as former model Gabrielle Solis on ABC's hit show Desperate Housewives. Fans were treated to a mini Desperate Housewives reunion at that ceremony on Monday, where former co-star Felicity Huffman showed her support along with husband William H. Macy.
ABC's much-loved sitcom The Goldbergs is getting a spin-off, but it won't follow the family from the show. It will focus instead on the teachers at William Penn Academy, including Tim Meadows' principal, Glascott. The unnamed series will be set in the 1990s, and you can look for it later this year or early 2019.
Well, stay with us. We'll be right back with more news and weather.